Welcome to MMT Chats. This episode is brought to you by ISCAR with new ideas for machining intelligently. Hey MMT followers, Christina Fuges back for another MMT Chat. And my guests today are all from Central Community College out in Hastings, Nebraska. And they're here to talk about their combined 100 years of experience in advanced manufacturing, including MoldMaking, and their recent facility expansion.
What would be the tagline for this program, like to attract that next generation person?
They all are asking each other in their office.
Yeah, I know. I guess our uniqueness is with on our plastics, we allow the students to start from concept to finished part, and we work everything in between.
So a little bit of history on the program itself. 1972, CCC got its first injection molding press. They operated with that and a small stamping press until about 2008. The college wrote a workforce training grant and was awarded the grant and was created the Center for Plastics and Design. And fall 2009 was the first year of the $2.1 million grant. Along with that, we started with a donated 110-ton Arborg injection molding press from Becton Dickinson, about 40 minutes away from us?
Yeah.
Over in Holdridge, Nebraska. They added an additional instructor, which was me, during that year, fall 2009. So it's a little bit of history on our program.
How does what you're creating and the people you're going to churn out going to fill that need?
We have an amazing pocket in the area that is full of tool shops. I know up east they have the amazing little pocket as well in automotive. We support automotive. We support medical. We support aerospace and defense. So we're in a nice niche here in the heartland.
What is the curriculum?
Well, a student starts from basically a concept or a thought, an idea, and then we allow them to design the part. We'll go and look at it, and if we like it, we'll run it into 3D printer. And we have plastic 3D printer, and along with our metal 3D printer, so we can look at the part, feel it, hold it, and see if it's what we want. If the design is good, then we go ahead and design a mold. From that design, we build it in our shop, and we run it in our injection molding presses. So the students go from, they're actually hands-on the injection molding presses and the whole works. They get the whole learning experience. So nothing, when they get out in industry, nothing surprises them. We go out and visit industry, see what's going on out there, and seeing what they want to look at or start in, getting ideas from them, and then we kind of jump ahead and try to budget for it and get it. You know what I mean? So we're ahead of the ball all the time.
So talk about this advisory board. Who are they, and how does that work?
Our advisory board is made up with local manufacturers in our service area for the college. They are like business owners and business reps, folks in the tool shop managers, and so on. They come to us and say, hey, this is what we're looking for in our employees. They guide our curriculum, want to take a tour of your location. So they'll let us in, show us around. So.
And we've also had a lot of companies that will send basically one person to check us out, and then they'll come back with four or five managers, whatever. They just can't believe what we have here.
Outside of what you described, what is their time commitment?
They typically run 3-year terms, but they're welcome to stay on, rotate within their organization who's on it. We have the largest advisory board, if not the second largest. on campus for the college. We have around, what, 35, 38 members?
Yes, 38.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a
so
board.
it's a big undertaking.
What's the most successful suggestion that's come from one of the board members?
And the building design was huge. I mean, the way, how they wanted our lab to look.
Shop
changed it
layout, facilities as far as what needs to go in there. Basically what the building looks like. The college wanted continuity with the existing structure, and manufacturers were okay with that, but they had a guiding hand in what the finished result was.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Let's talk about the facility. Yeah, how big is the facility? Yeah, talk about that and talk about the layout.
Okay, well, we went from a 6,800 square foot lab in the old building, and now we're 17,000 square foot. So they wanted, it originally started, it was a remodel, and now we have a whole new addition that's 17,000 square foot because of basically our advisory wanted it. So
How much time was that growing that big and
about
completing
a
it?
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's it?
the original, yes,
Yeah.
the original, you were supposed to look for money. You were figuring 18 months to 2 years to get the money for this. And the response of everybody for this, to add on for this program was just overwhelming. And they had it in what, 6 or 8
Six or 8 months is what
6 or 8 months. They had the money and they were building. So I mean, that's pretty good.
How many kids are in the program right now?
all the way through 2 years. I think we have about 48, 45 to 48.
And Christina, you got to understand, in 2008, when I started, I had 2 part-time students. When Troy came aboard, we had 20.
Yeah, we had a huge jump because that was
Yeah,
that's when the economy turned and there was a lot of retraining.
right.
Yeah.
And we got the grant.
17 or 18
Yeah,
is when we kind of leveled off.
yeah. We had to. We didn't have any space. We
Yeah.
were out of space.
So it's not a lack of people wanting to enter the program. It's a lack of places
No.
for them.
That's right.
But what are those recruitment efforts?
We talked to everybody.
I gotta say, we're pretty good salesmen. I mean, we really are.
Pat
You
yourself
know,
on
yeah. What can I say? We love to talk about what we do because everybody's so excited about it. You just love what we do, you know.
And we know a lot, I mean, with our years of experience in industry, we know a lot of the industry people, so they recruit for us too. When they hire new people, you need to go talk to these guys at CCC.
We also have pathway partners, feeder schools for us. We have Hastings High School, Career Pathway Institute in Grand Island, 30 miles north, and then we have Sandy Creek as well.
So,
And what is that
just,
actually? What is a pathway partner? Yeah, just what is that?
They're eligible to take our first semester courses in high school.
And you have 3 instructors that, I mean, they could do or say anything, and it's just that wow factor.
How would you define your current batch of kids or last year's kids? Like if you had to describe them, like what are they like? And how do you change them once they come out of the program?
They come in, as kids. I mean, and they leave in 2 years' time, confident in what they do.
Is there a particular part of the curriculum that is, I don't know, the most popular that you see the kids light up?
Oh, they light up in everything.
Yeah, they really do.
It's fun.
But I think they have the most fun on the CNC equipment.
Yeah.
How about soft skills? Like what is that any part of the curriculum in terms of, work ethic and showing up on time, all those kind of things that people take for granted? Yeah, that's part of it too.
Yes,
Yep.
definitely.
Yes.
We talk about
Show
that
up.
all the time,
Yep.
Yep.
all the time.
Yep.
I have a class. I say it starts at 8 o'clock. I say 8 is late. I said you got to be here before that.
Yeah.
And we hold them to, if they make a mess, they got to clean it up. We're very rigid on all that stuff.
When it comes to mold making, mold design, mold building specifically, are there areas, are you actually getting into the nitty gritty of that also in this program?
We don't just turn them loose and say, go build them. They don't know what they're doing. So, I mean, but just with the 3 of us, with our experience that we have in it, we can, anybody could walk up and apply, interject some knowledge to what these students are doing.
Coming to our program, they start with me because I teach the manuals, and our advisory board wants fundamentals. So that's where we start in the manuals, and we teach the fundamentals of all the machining processes, facing, end milling, counterboring, drilling holes, things like that, because we just assume that everybody starts at zero, whether you have experience or not. This is where we start, and we go through all feeds and speeds, explain all that, and it's just, that's our foundation that we build everything on. So when we get through first semester, we have that manual machining, and we have an intro to CNC course. While they're learning manuals, we're also kind of teaching the controllers of the CNCs. So when they get there, they're not scared. Bruce and I bring them out for 3 weeks. We actually let them make a part. We got a pre-program, so they enter the program in, touch tools off, and they get to run their first part. It's not anything amazing, but they get to see the CNC go. So they went from manuals to CNC.
Okay.
And then in second semester, we have 8 weeks of CNC mill, 8 weeks of CNC lathe. And we kind of swap them. They got in the afternoon, and then the mornings they're taking Troy's Mastercam class and SolidWorks. So now we went from the foundation, the fundamentals. Now we're starting to incorporate some CNC because we got to learn how to code. You can use Mastercam, but if you can't read the code, you can't find those errors in it. So all afternoon we're teaching them mill and lathe coding, and we're making parts, and we're explaining, showing them how they run, and they're hitting the go button, and they're making mistakes, and we're correcting them, and we're just really learning how to make those things fly. So, and then Troy's Mastercam is the morning, so now they got SolidWorks, they got Mastercam, they understand CNC. So the first year is just kind of a learning process. We're showing them how to operate everything. They're getting everything under control. And then the second year is their mold making and die making, and that's where they put it all together.
They design their part, come up with an idea, design their part, and then that's where we go into the build, mold repair, build, and running their first part and all that kind of stuff on that. That's 16 weeks. And then the final 16 weeks, the fourth semester is with Troy with mold, with die design and fixture.
Advanced machining.
And advanced machining.
And die construction.
And then they run their dies also here too. We have die stamping press also. So, and they learn the probing, and the more 4 and 5 axis machining is in the fourth semester. We have an Arberg 110-ton molding press, and then we have a new Cincinnati Millicron 100-ton. It's all electric.
I just need to hear your background and how you ended up here and where this passion comes from that you all have. So I need to hear all 3 of your stories.
Okay,
Bruce.
well, all right. I started a little bit later in life. I came here to CCC to school, and I actually wanted to go into business administration when I started school. And they brought me up to the machine shop, and I went, yeah, I could probably do this. So I started there, and then I worked in several shops, learning as I went. And I got into mold design, which I really enjoyed. And then 4 gentlemen, 3 other gentlemen, and myself started our own company. It's Drake Tool and Design right here in Hastings, Nebraska. And started on that, and I was in mold design and sales. So I did a lot of traveling also. And there the job opened up at CCC, and for where I was in life and all that, I went, geez, I'd like to do that, And so I applied, and I got the position. So, I mean, I went from making parts clearly to mold design and sales. So, I mean, I kind of done it all. And so now that's what we're doing with our students. We're showing them everything.
So where does your passion or the interest in wanting to teach? Because it's one thing to do, right? And it's another thing to have patience and have that enthusiasm to teach what you know.
I tell you what, I love when a student, when they excel at something, or they see their excitement on their face when they accomplish that first CNC part, or that the mold design or whatever, you know, the first 3 parts that they make, and the excitement on their face and their accomplishments. And you know, we've had parents of these students call and thank us for doing such a great job with their kids and stuff, and that is so rewarding. I mean, that's why we just can't wait to get here in the morning to see what else is going to happen. You know, it's a lot of fun.
I can feel it from you. I love that. That's what the kids need. Exactly. All right, how about you, Brian?
I'm not quite sure how I got here. I went to school, and then I built dies for most of my career. And how I got here was we had inventor, and where I worked, and I worked with engineering, and they kept saying everything was complicated. So I came out here to CCC to take some drafting classes because I knew it couldn't be that hard. And then as I got into it, I really liked it. So I thought, well, I'll just get a degree. So I ended up getting a degree at 48 years old in drafting. And Gene had put me on his advisory board because I had the design build aspect of everything. And I didn't want to be on it, but I ended up on it anyway. And we went to the advisory board meeting, and that's when the former president announced that they were hiring another instructor for advanced manufacturing. And I thought, oh, well, everything was getting heavier, you know, in my career. You know, I'm getting older and things are getting heavier. I was thinking about a change anyway, and it just dropped in my lap. And I always said, you know, I think I could do it better. So it's put up or shut up. So I applied, and here I am, and I love every day. So it's like Bruce said, I remember what it was like when I built my first project. And now we get to help our students when they see the light in their eyes open up that they built it. It's you just can't believe the feeling that I had. It's almost like I built that with them, you know. You know, it's just exciting to see them, that they look at things and go, I can't believe I built that. It's like, you did, you can do it, and they just take off from there. So it's just wonderful to see.
It sounds like too, it's even more than teaching. You guys are kind of mentors to these kids too. It seems like it's more than that, right?
Oh, they know they can always come to us with about anything. I mean, that's, you know, if they're struggling, we'll try to find them some money through scholarships or something to help them along. We want to support them all the way through college, so they know they've got someplace they can come in here and they've got someone to talk to, no matter if it's any three of us.
Yep.
We're always on the same page.
And now the fun part is that a lot of them are out in industry, and they're showing their growth in industry, and then they keep shooting us pictures and messages and calling us and letting us know where they're at. You know, and they talked one the other day about the rule first semester that I taught them, and it's just, you know, that they remembered that, you know, they're laughing at it. They're like, I remembered that. I'm like, yay.
That's so fulfilling. Like, it worked. I got through to them.
Yeah.
How about you, Troy? Where'd you come? What's your story?
Okay, so I'm local to the area, local to Hastings. I had a great shop teacher in high school. I took all 4 years with him, and he was my mentor. And, you know, through when we started teaching here, he actually came, and when he retired from the high school, he student taught with us for 3 years. He said, I'll give you 1 year. And we just kept saying 1 more year, 1 more year. So for 3 years, we had him. Worked out great. It was nice going full circle with him on that. I remember in high school when I took my first cut on metal, I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe I was cutting metal with metal. And that has still stayed with me throughout my career. I just love watching it happen. So, you know, I've spent like 12 years in mold design, former shop owner. From 99 to 08 is when I had my shop, Industrial Design and Manufacturing, to the area. Did injection molds, stamping dies, short run production, automation, so on. So yeah. And I totaled it up. The three of us combined have 100 years experience exactly.
All that joy and passion, like, you guys look young. And I think the kids would, you know, like, it's that youthfulness because you love what you're doing. Oh, that means so much. And to have kids see that you love what you're doing, That's
Yeah.
huge.
So it is a program that exudes excellence. And with that, you're not going to just get an 8 to 3 instructor. These 3 individuals I've seen out here nonstop, and that's the passion that just pours from them.